Hey Irma, say hi to the boys for me. We miss you guys. Marisa, good to see you. Miss you. Say hi to the family. We're gonna give it another minute here. Um, I'm always wondering if we're doing it right on Facebook here. Let me check. Cool. All right. So we got to let we're gonna let y'all know about something here at the end and kind of give you an update of what's going on and our plans here with the church moving forward, and hopefully what we are praying will be possible we can do and get done. So Mark, Angie, Leandra, Sandra, good to see y'all. Vilma, thank y'all everybody. Becky, good to see all y'all. Diego, Bianca, miss you guys. Hey Valerie, hope you're doing well. So I got something to let y'all know about here when we finish up, and hopefully you'll stay tuned till then. And if not, we'll be getting some word out here in the next couple of days shortly about all that's happening. So I'm going to read a quick verse and then I'll just give you some thoughts on it. And hopefully you'll, hey, Sister Melia, and hopefully you will just take something with you today, okay? So in Psalm 139, we're going to read about David, or read what David wrote here in Psalm 139. And we're going to go to let's go to Psalm 139. We'll start at verse 1. O Lord, you have examined my heart and know everything about me. You know when I sit down or stand up. You know my thoughts, even when I'm far away. You see me when I travel and when I rest at home. You know everything I do. You know what I'm going to say, even before I say it, Lord. You go before me and follow me. You place your hand of blessing on my head. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too great for me to understand. And then David goes into this long stretch of writing where he talks about, I can go anywhere, I can be anywhere, and there your presence is. You know where I am. You're still all powerful. You still have all authority. You still watch over me. And he even talks about how God knows the deepest parts in verse 13. You made all the delicate inner parts of my body, knit me together in my mother's womb. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion. So David's basically saying, God, you know even the most intimate details about my life. You know even the small things about my life. You know the intricate things of my life. You know everything about me. Okay. So he starts off in verse 1 saying, Oh Lord, you have examined my heart and know everything about me. And then he just goes into these reasons of why God knows everything about him and how he knows everything about him, and gives us even details as to why he makes that statement following afterwards. Okay, say a quick prayer. Father, thank you today. Thank you for your word. I thank you now, Father God. You, Lord, be the one to speak to us and just encourage us a little bit tonight, Father, in all things. We love you. We thank you for the truth of your word, not the opinion of man. In Jesus' name, amen. So, what I want to kind of just share with you here for a few minutes is this thought of how well God knows us and how well God knows you and how well he knows me. I don't know how many of you out there you would say that you really, if there's somebody in your life that you really know very, 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 very well, like how well you know them. If you're married, maybe you say, I know my husband so well, I know my wife so well. Sometimes they even say, I know them better than they know themselves. You have children. Some of you parents, I'm sure, would say, I know my kids better than they probably know themselves. I know what my kids are going to do. I know what they're thinking. I know what they're trying to pull off. You know your kids very well. Maybe you know coworkers very well. I was just talking to somebody earlier this week about how they have this certain coworker, and They just know this coworker. That's just long story short. There was a problem at the company, and he says, "I know this coworker was behind it because I know this person already. I know what their weekend and the mistakes they make." And sure enough, they found out that this one particular worker made a big mistake and threw off some things in this project that we're doing. And he called me and said, "Man, I told you, I knew it was him. I knew it was him. I knew it was him. I knew it the whole time." And anyways, not bad mouthing nobody, but you get to know people, right? You get to know friends, you get to know family, you get to know your spouse, you get to know your husband, you get to know your wife, you get to know your children. You get to just know people in your life. And when you get to know them, sometimes you find out things maybe that aren't so great about them. You get to find out things that maybe you're not too happy about. You may even find out some things that you kind of like, wow, that kind of disappoints me, right? Or I'm not happy to hear that. And I like how David here is saying in Psalm 139, God, you really know me. Like, you know me. You know everything about me. You know everything that I'm thinking. You know everything that's going on in my life. You know the inside of me. You know the outside of me. Even before I was born, you already knew everything there was to know about me. In fact, how about this? Even before I was conceived. So even before I was a thought to my parents, or even before my parents were born, even before my great-grandparents were born, you knew me. You knew everything about me. You absolutely knew me with all of your heart. You knew me. And David goes into this long list of reasons as to why he says this in Psalm 139. God, you know me. So breaking down, even in the Bible, God says, I know, I have the hairs on your head numbered. I know the beginning from the end. He knows all things, right? And he knows all things about us. So David talks about how, God, you know me so well. So all this happens, and then at the end of chapter 139 and verse 23, he says something very interesting. So despite the fact that God knows everything about him, despite the fact that God knows everything there is to know about David, and despite the fact that God knows everything there needs to be known about you and I, and about us, he knows our deep secrets. He knows the things that maybe we think day to day, what we're maybe thinking right now. He knows what's on our mind. He knows us very well. So always remember this: there's no secret, right? God, there's no secrets when it comes to God. God doesn't play the secret game. There's no secrets with him. Okay. So at the end of chapter 139, he says, "Search me, O God, and know my heart." He says, "Test me and know my anxious thoughts." So in verse 23 here, "Search me, O God." So I find it interesting how David just goes on this long old writing about how well God knows him, about how much God knows even the secretive things about David. He knows him so well. And then David says at the end of the chapter, "Search me, God. Search my heart. Search my heart." And that captures my attention, because I think to myself, why would God need to search our heart if he already knows us so well? Like, why are you going to tell God, search my heart, when he already knows everything about my heart? He already knows everything going on. He knows the hurts, he knows the pains, he knows the worries, he knows the joys, he knows the happy thoughts, he knows the sad thoughts. He knows everything going on already. And yet here's David coming in now. God, as well as you know me, God, as well as I maybe even know myself, God, you still know me better. God, the fact you know everything about me, I need you to search me. It seems a little pointless, to be honest with you, to tell God to search me when you first read this. But he kind of gives some clarity in the next part of the verse. He says, "Test me, know my anxious thoughts." In verse 24, "Point out anything in me that offends you and lead me along the path of everlasting life." David says, "God, search my heart." But then he goes a step further and says, just don't search my heart so you can get to know me better, God. Search my heart so that you can teach me about myself. Search my heart so that you can reveal some things to me about myself. Because David has this realization, as well as I think I know myself, God, you know me even better. So God, if you can reveal to me what you know about me, I'll be better for it. God, if you can reveal to me what you know me, I'm going to be better for it. One more time, God, if you reveal to me what you know about me, I'll be better for it. I think there's times in our lives where we really need to ask God, God, search my heart even though you know everything about me already. Search my heart, and God, point things out to me, show me things, reveal things to me, like help me to see what I'm not seeing, help me to catch on to what I haven't caught on. Because if we're all here, and you can maybe give me your little hand wave emoji when I say this, I think we can all be honest and say we're all working on things, right? I think we're all working on things. You can wave at me with that. Like we're all working on things. That's me, that's you watching, that's all of us. We're all working on things. But I've learned this. I've learned at times when I've told God, I've literally said, God, like, will you kind of, I've said this prayer like David. I said, God, will you search my heart? Like, will you search me? Because I think sometimes there's two seasons of my life, okay? Sometimes I feel like I'm in a season where like everything seems to be going really well. Things seem to be going good. Things seem to be going well. Things seem to be going good. Things seem to be flowing well. Things are just things are happening. Things are clicking. Things are going pretty good. I'm gonna switch to this side here. Things are switching. Things are moving pretty good, and things are operating pretty well in my life. And then I say, "Search me, God." And the next thing I know, I'm like, "Wait a minute. No, there's something not right. There's something here that's not surrendered to God, or there's something here that I'm holding on to. Maybe there's some anger, some bitterness, or maybe there's something that I need to change." And I didn't really realize it until I said, God, search my heart. Man, I thought things were going pretty well, but when God opens my eyes to certain things, I learned I still got a long way to go. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? That I think things are going pretty well, but when God opens my eyes, I learn I still got a long way to go, and that's okay. I mean, that's why we keep searching for God and keep desiring to know Him more and more. And I've also learned that when things are going kind of rough and not so well, and things are not going too good, well, I say, God, search my heart. What's going on here? And then I'll tell y'all that when that's happened to me before, sometimes God reveals something to me about my life that I'm like, whoa, I didn't even realize that was going on in my life right now. I didn't even realize that was an issue right now. I thought this was the problem. So I'll give you an example. I remember one time I was in ministry, and I was a youth pastor at the time, and I was having some issues with some of the kids in the student ministry and the youth ministry. Great kids, but a couple of them were giving me some problems, and it was really starting to frustrate me a little bit with our services and stuff. And I was just getting a little upset. And I remember thinking to myself, okay, God, like, I'm upset, I'm angry, like I'm getting frustrated here. What's going on, God? Like you need to change them, God. You need to fix them. You need to give me words so I can tell them like what they need to hear, and give me words so that I could hopefully convict them, God, and all these things. And I said, God, reveal to me what needs to be done, or give me some clarity in it, right? So as I'm praying this, like, God, show me what I need to see, tell me what I need to hear. All of a sudden, I learn about my heart that, Manuel, you're the issue here. And I said, no, I'm not. I'm not the issue. They're the issue. And long story short, I started to realize that I was lacking patience in my life, because what was going on really wasn't that bad. It really, really, really wasn't that bad. And I realized something that, Manuel, I felt something kind of revealed to me. Manuel, the direction this ministry is headed in, it's going to require you to grow more in patience, and require you to grow more being able to have a little more compassion, especially for those who maybe aren't necessarily church people, right? Who aren't church people. And that's when I realized, I was like, man, the issue isn't even so much them, it's me. So I was frustrated, I was angry, I was upset, and I come to learn that it was me, that I was the issue, that I had a problem going on inside my heart. And prayed about it, asked God to help me. Next thing you know, things start getting better. God just gives me words gives me like this extra boost of love, just gives me this extra, opens my eyes to notice certain things, and to try to connect with people a certain way, and maybe even a little better. And I started to realize, it was like, God, like, yeah, this works. Like, show me what's wrong with me. So I'm trying to tell y'all is this, okay? that whenever you're going through something, whenever you're battling something, whenever you're in a trial, whenever you're in the midst of something, even so things are going good, still tell God to search your heart. But when things are going bad, don't be surprised when God doesn't reveal to you what's wrong with somebody else. Expect Him to show you what's wrong with you. Expect Him to show Him what you're lacking, where you're not handling something right. Expect Him to show something to you about you. And I think that's sometimes the best way to go about it, because I have learned that I'm usually better equipped to fix things or change things in my own life than change things in other people's life when they don't want to change. Okay. I'm usually better equipped to change things in my own life than to change things in other people's life when they don't want to change. And if others don't want to change or the situation don't want to change, that's okay. God, search my heart. Show me what to say. Show me how to handle it. Show me what to do, and I'll do my part. Because that's what David says. Point out anything, verse 24, point out anything in me that offends you and lead me along the path of everlasting life. David is saying, God, I'm going to be in a much better frame of mind, a much better state of life, a much stronger walk of faith. I'm going to be living a better example when I ask you to search my heart consistently so that you can reveal to me what needs to change in me. And that way I can stay on this path you've called me to stay on. Listen, I'll just close with this. Sometimes when you say, God, search my heart, you better be ready for some interesting feedback from God. You better be ready for Him to maybe come out with some things that you're going to maybe not be too happy about. Maybe some things that you think, I don't need to change that. What's going on here, God? I've learned that when you say, search my heart, God, and let Him reveal things to you, maybe something just drops on your mind, or maybe you end up in a situation where you react a certain way and you just feel this nudge inside of you, like God saying, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. That needs to change. Just little things that can happen when you tell God, search my heart. He'll lead you to a scripture verse, or you'll hear a sermon, maybe like tonight, and you'll start to realize, God, I see you trying to reveal something about me. Help me to fix it. Show it to me, because you know me so well. So go ahead and reveal to me what you know. Point out anything in me that offends you. So God, point it out to me. Things that you don't take pleasure in, and lead me along the path of everlasting. So lead me, God. So I like the way this goes. Lead me along the path of everlasting life. Who better to lead you than the one who knows you best, right? That's pretty cool. Who better to lead you than the one who knows you best? That's God. And that's what David says, lead me along the path of everlasting life. So he's literally saying, the one who knows me so well, knows everything about me, that's who I want to lead me. That's so cool, I think, right? Because He knows your strengths, He knows your weaknesses, He knows what you need to work on, He knows what you need to change, He knows what you need to fix, He knows what's ahead of you that you're still maybe not totally ready for, but He's going to right, and shoot for a backyard service. We were supposed to do that. I think 2 Sundays ago, and we went ahead and canceled. And we are going to go ahead and shoot for it again this Sunday, okay? A backyard service this Sunday. A couple of things that we need y'all to know. First, we are asking you to wear masks. Well, actually, no, wait. Most important thing, the start time is going to be at 10, okay? The start time is going to be at 10, and we are going to start a little bit early at 10 o'clock, and let me just try to fix this here. I want everyone to hear this, if they can. If you're on Facebook, I don't know if you can hear me still, but you might want to relaunch. Instagram is fine. YouTube is fine from what I can see. So it's going to be at 10 o'clock, okay? So everyone watching on Instagram and YouTube, hopefully, okay, RD can hear me. So you can't see me? Really? That sounds like a joke, RD, but I don't know whether or not to believe you or not. So I think it might be my internet. Now, we're going to be doing the backyard service. It's going to start at 10. Okay, I'm sorry. It's going to start at 10 o'clock. And 10 o'clock, right? 10:30 is your start time, but it's going to be at 10. One more time, at 10. At 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock this Sunday. We want to do it a little bit early to try to beat the heat a little bit. And hopefully, get out from the backyard before it gets really, really hot. So we're hoping that everyone can be on time at 10. We are asking that you wear masks, okay? So please pass the word and let people know that we are going to ask that you wear masks. And we also are asking you to bring your own chair. So bring your own lawn chair. Bring your own lawn chair. Bring your own lawn chair. Wear a mask. Bring your own lawn chair. Wear a mask. And it starts at 10 o'clock, okay? 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock Sunday, not 10:30. We're going to start at 10. It'll be in the backyard. So 10 o'clock, and we will be getting that going, okay? So if I'm on Facebook right now, which some of you are telling me you can't see me, but you can hear me. And 10 o'clock, right? 10:30 is your start time, but so it's going to be at bring your own chair. So bring your own lawn chair. And bring your own lawn chair. Listen to what I'm saying. And pass the word, all right? Have to get on the road. Yes, Michael from Corpus, be here by 10. So you got to leave at what time you have to leave. So it's going to be a backyard service one more time. Backyard service. We're asking you, please wear a mask. Bring your own chair. We're going to spread out across the backyard. We believe there'll be more than enough room. And we hopefully can just all be able to come together and, do a good job of just trying to have church, okay? So if it's looping for just 1 second, okay? It's looping for just 1 second. If you're watching on Facebook, it should stop. So again, one more time, I'm just gonna stay on for a little while longer.